people didn't get to speak. And this is going to be kind of hard because everybody's standing in back. So here's what I'd like you to do. Everybody who's in favor that didn't get to speak, stand up. And if you're in the back standing, raise your hands. Let's just see. So let the board see you. This is in favor. Everybody who is in favor, didn't get a chance to speak, stand up or raise your hands if you're in back. In favor of the project. Okay? Thank you very much. All those of you who are against the project that did not get a chance to speak, if you're standing, raise your hand. Please stand up. If you're against the project and you didn't get a chance to speak, stand up. Let us see you. Yeah, absolutely. This is it. Okay. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you. One other point that I was just reminded of. If you didn't get to speak here, if you did get to speak here, this isn't the end of the road. There will be a ZA hearing. I don't know when. It will be, you know where? No, okay, so you don't know where. When that hearing is announced, we'll let you all know, and you can go there and talk directly to the ZA. Okay, I want to go to the board at this point. Okay. Before we go there, do we have a tally? Yeah, we have. There's a bunch of people who filled out speaker cards that didn't want to speak. So we have a tally of how they voted. It was 36 against and 5 in favor. So I guess the people who are in favor wanted to speak more. Maybe we can make that. Okay. So we're going to the board now. The board's going to have until about, the board's going to have a half an hour. So we're going to go from 10:05 to 10:35 for the board. How many people want to speak on the board? Please raise your hand so I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's pretty reasonable. So everybody's going to get a couple of minutes, 2 minutes each. And
there's been a lot of mudslinging, which I think is also unfair and defamation of character. The other thing is, LUPAC's report was posted, and we did get the new staff report. It was also on Cityhood, and it was also on the back tables. So there are just untruths going back and forth. I think that David and Dan, everybody's listened to the community. It started off as a bigger building. It was 4 stories. It's down to 3 stories, 3 permissible stories. So therefore, I think that they've done a really good community outreach job. And I think that they've had to withstand a lot of falsehoods through this process. And I commend you guys for staying strong and continuing. Obviously, you're not in favor of the project, are you? Thank you.
I just want to explain how I'm going to vote tonight. And this is the hardest vote that I've ever had to make on this board. I personally think the hotel is beautiful. I think that it's great use for that spot. I think that all of the concerns that people have expressed have been addressed by the developers and have been addressed acceptably. And I'm sorry that those of you who are against it still feel that you want to be against it. However, we have been barraged by emails against the hotel, and I'm an elected official and I'm elected to represent you. So it's obvious to me that most of the people who care to engage about this do not want the hotel.
Finally.
And I'm going to have to vote against it.
Folks, we have a request, so if you could stand when you address us so that you can be seen. Thank you. Aaron?
This is very tough because I'm going to say the opposite thing that Helen did. I too am struggling with this. This is one of the hardest decisions that I think this board has had to make. I do appreciate that I think that the process is working. The developers made a lot of changes based on community input. But at the end of the day, the opposition certainly was vocal and well organized. So as an elected official, do you vote because somebody elected you to make a decision, or do you vote only with the strongest and loudest and smartest? Right? Everything that everything that
Please.
knock it off. Everything that this developer has done, they've listened to the community, they've made many changes, they're local, so I need to vote for this project. Dan, I think you've done an incredible job reaching out to the community, and I'm sorry, I personally think this is an interesting project, but I have to vote no.
Thank you, Jack. Next on here, Bud, no? Yeah, Bud, please stand up.
I want to commend Jake and the committee for, this is a difficult job. And you guys were persistent for over a year and did a good job, but I'm going to oppose it. Yeah. And the reason I'm opposing it is I was compelled by the zebra is still a horse. And I don't think that, he didn't see the slideshow, but I don't think that 50 vacationers a night come out of this community in a hotel across the street from this school every day is the right thing for that spot and for this time. So whatever the change is going to be, I don't think it should be this now. And I think that it'll be a tough vote on this committee, but everybody is conscientious, and I commend your committee for all that you've done up to this point.
Over there, and also I defer to LUPEC. They vetted this with multiple meetings, both at LUPEC and in terms of community outreach, neighborhood meetings. I've gone to some of these meetings and had the privilege to be part of the process in terms of seeing Dan Abrams speak and the architect. I believe in the team that's behind this project, and I also think that if we don't go with this, I do think it will be bought up and developed, and I don't know that it'll be nowhere near as inclusive as it is today.
Speak really fast. Number one, yes, good old boys. Does anybody remember the Pioneer Bakery? Wonderful people. They were here for 75 years. They were the oldest family. They got their job and sold it the next day. Thank you very much. Number one, mini bars are open 24/7. It has nothing to do with the Lupin Cup or whatever they're talking about. There are restaurants now that do serve alcohol from 11:30 to 11, not 9 a.m. to whatever. Melrose, great street. What is it now? It's a desert. It overdeveloped itself. Everybody's worried about what happens. What happens if we get an apartment building with kids and the kids go here? You're all talking about something that's going to happen in the future. We could have kids that live in Venice now and come to the school and make it continually rise better. We are not against change. If anybody has lived here 5 years, you've seen Abbott Kinney completely fill up. All the empty lots, everything was redone, and they all stood by the plan. The biggest one was a 2-lot consolidation. We did take change, and it was change within there. Yes, there were chain stores. Oh my God, horrible. But they were small chain stores. The buildings themselves were small. Again, to the people that were here, they lost at LUPEC. Losers are always more vocal. You lost, so you want to win. You get upset. And the most important thing has to do, in my mind, with the precedent. There are rumors, Carolyn Rios said it best, there are rumors, as soon as we get an 8-lot consolidation, it has nothing to do with Dan and those people. It has to do with the precedent of an 8-lot consolidation. You're going to see 8-lot consolidation everywhere. All you have to do is put 2 apartments in the block, and you'll get your 8-lot consolidation. So
Thank you, Ira.
precedents are real.
Thank you, Ira.
I told you I'd take 1 or 2.
Thank you.
The architect who spoke earlier, and he was saying that that I believe his family or something like that was from Venice, and they lived on Washington, and that they lived somewhere here in Venice. Well, I want you to know that I'm a 50-year resident here in Venice. Pam, all of these people I've known all my life. I went to elementary school right here as we stand. There was a building here, a beautiful building, before they had to tear down because of the earthquake damage. That's something that you should have seen. One of the things that I think that disturbs me is the fact that they would put a hotel across the street from the elementary school that people from all over the world, who knows who and from where, can sit across the street in a hotel room and watch little children, if that's what they do. That is disturbing to me. The other part of that is that he said that he wanted the dynamics of the building to look like the rest of the buildings that belong here. That building looks nothing like anything that I've seen in the last 50 years. Elaine, I believe her name was Elaine, she spoke about the constituents. Probably a lot of you guys didn't vote for me to get me up here, so it wouldn't probably make any difference what I said, whether or not you, but I'm voting because the people that are not here, some of them that are not here are my constituents, and I, whether you realize it or not, I just happen to be the largest vote getter that was on the board during that time, even though it might not look like that. My constituent says that they do not want to see that hotel in this city. Thank you.
Jake, 2 minutes, and please stand, Jake.
I just have 30 seconds. I just wanted to say, I've been LUPAC chair now for 5 years, and seeing this room, it reminds me of the reason why I ran and why I moved to Venice. There's a sense of community that we have here. Regardless of the position, the different opinions, I just think this room is fantastic, and I'm proud to be a Venetian.
Thank you. Matt?
Hey guys, my name is Matt. I live at the
A little louder, Matt.
I live by the intersection of Main Street and Abbott Kinney, so right down the block. I work across the street. I work across the street from here, right at the corner of Westminster and Riviera, which is very close to where the proposed hotel site would be. I spend a lot of my time in this neighborhood here, so I don't take this decision lightly, and I appreciate everybody who showed up and has been passionate over the last year.
Matt, can you hold it?
I've read a lot of emails from a lot of different people, and there's been a lot of arguments for and against, and I just like to echo the sentiments I've heard here that there's a passion and a desire to keep Venice strong, and I see it here tonight. You know, I do want to say that regardless of this outcome here, I do want to give the development team and the architect and the crew over there a lot of credit for a long process here. I have gone to probably about 6 or 7 different meetings over the course of the year here to learn about the project, just because I was personally interested. You know, Yana Kruder, who was one of our speakers earlier tonight, asked, you know, what's the best solution here? For me, the best solution would be, you know, let's keep the garden and let's keep it as it is. I love walking back into that garden when I need a break from work during the day, and I'll step back in there for a few minutes and have a few minutes to myself, and it's great here. But, you know, I think there are some realities here, and we look around the block and you look at what's happening to Surfing Cowboys. And
There's only one person who gets to abstain, and that's me. And I only get to abstain unless there's a tie. So if there's a tie, I will be voting at the end and break the tie. So all in favor, please raise your hand. Nine. All opposed, please raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The project passes. Wait. Did anybody abstain? I'm sorry, were there any abstentions? Okay, so the project passes 9-7, 1 abstaining. We're going to take a very short recess. Believe it or not, we've got a little bit of business left. We're going to take care of it, I think, quickly. So those of you who want to stick around, please do.
Think I go down to Venice Beach, bury my head down in the sand. Cause the little girl that I'm loving got another man. Well, now come on, baby, darling, don't you wanna go? Well, now come on, baby, darling, don't you wanna go? No, it's a design